So a few months ago I made a series of videos looking at the best scene, best dinosaur scene and worst scene in each of the Jurassic movies. Well, since I finished them, we obviously have a new film, so I thought I'd complete the set and look at REBIRTH's entries. Welcome back to the channel. So let's start positive and look at the best scene. And just a reminder that this is the best non-animal related scene. Finding one for REBIRTH is honestly kind of tricky. If you remove the animal scenes in this movie, then most of it is kind of lame. If pushed, I think that I would probably pick the opening scenes in the lab. Yes, I think the whole set looks very much too much like Alien, and yes, the scene rapidly becomes stupid with the whole Snickers wrapper incident, but looking past that, this actually presents InGen and its facilities as actually a serious scientific establishment. People in hazmats, storage tubes, the double-headed animals that we last saw in Jurassic World. This is what playing God means, to quote Alan Grant from JP3. It is a massive shame that this scene is ruined by the start of the stupidity that runs through the film. Now, REBIRTH has some great animal-related moments, and as much as I hate the film, I can't deny that some of the animal moments were good. But figuring out which one was best is kind of tricky. I don't think any of the animal scenes were perfect. I think all of them have some things I could criticize about them. There are three scenes that I think are relevant here. The T-Rex river raft scene, the initial scene with the mosasaur attacking the boat, and the Quetzalcoatl scene. The T-Rex river raft sequence is a great action piece, but it loses points for me by being recycled content and the lack of stakes given that the T-Rex is unable to even danger a rubber boat. The mosasaur scene is another great section of action and makes an attempt to give the mosasaur some whale-related awe and wonder, even if it doesn't last very long. The scenes with the Quetzalcoatl, including the death of the mercenary redshirt, is truly horrific, even if I don't really like the design very much. How to decide? Well, maybe I should explain what makes a good dinosaur scene in my opinion. For me, it's the combination of elements. The design of the animal, the makeup of the scene, the originality of the scene, and what the purpose of this moment is. And if I take these into account, then I think the best animal scene is the Quetzalcoatl section. The main reason for me is that this is the first proper time since Jurassic Park 3 that we have seen these very large pterosaurs from the perspective of people who, unlike Jurassic World, aren't armed and carrying hit-scan weapons. This time, these people actually feel like they're in danger, and that danger is magnified when you're very much out in the open with these animals. The fact that the camera does not cut away from the whole process of our mercenary redshirt being eaten adds to grisly detail. The scene feels original, well shot, and has a clear purpose to demonstrate why these Asdar kids would have been terrifying. As much as the Rex river raft scene is everyone's favourite, I just don't agree. Firstly, it's recycled from the book, so it isn't really original. The sequence also doesn't really seem to be trying to accomplish anything, as it's very clear none of the characters are in real danger. I also think there's some shots where the CGI lets the sequence down, mostly because so much of this whole thing is fake, even down to the river itself. Before we get to my view on the worst scene, why don't you pause the video and let me know in the comments what your worst scene is in this movie and what your best scene is, and give the video a like while you're there and subscribe if you're new for more content from us at Triclaw Gaming. Like Dominion, trying to pick a worse scene in this movie is frightfully difficult. There are a great many options to choose from, all bad in different ways. The opening sequence with the deadly Snickers wrapper annoys for its stupidity and obvious product placement. The boring text over black screen to retcon Dominion annoys for its retconning of previous canon, just so the franchise can regress. The sequences where Loomis parrots incorrect and untrue science annoys me for just not being being accurate. The sequences with the mutants annoy because they really have no purpose in this film. Every scene with the family annoys just for its attempt to be Jurassic Park 3 just done worse. Oh, and every time Xavier appears on screen, that makes the film worse in general. Seriously, fuck that guy. But what is the worst scene? Well, for me, it's two scenes technically, but I've put them together here because I think that these two sections make the perfect microcosm of Rebirth's issues as a film. The Mutadon scenes are for me everything that's wrong with this movie. The introduction of them, seen blurry in the background massacring the raptors that were sneaking up on Xavier, not only ruins the opportunity to kill this prick, but sticks a middle finger up at one of the most legendary animals in the Jurassic franchise, perhaps in movie history. But then, not content with spitting on the legacy of the raptors, David Cope and Gareth Edwards go a step further and rip off the kitchen sequence from the first film to give it to the Mutadons in this movie with the gas station scene. This is disgusting to me. Not only do they kill off the raptors, but then they just hand over their recycled sequence. It's as if David and Gareth thought that if they just gave the scene to their discount dragons, that we, the audience, would suddenly all feel the same way about the sequence as we do the original Jurassic Park one. It's a perfect example of how David and Gareth spent the whole film stealing parts of other better movies for their product, not really understanding what made those sequences great in the first place. Or perhaps they did know what made them great, and instead of creating their own original art, they just stole and recycled in the worst way that hack writers do. And worse still, these sequences also demonstrate how pointless these discount hybrids are. Animals that belong in Godzilla, not Jurassic. Animals that fail to kill any character in this movie, created by people who think feathered dinosaurs aren't scary, completely in ignorance of the science or the scenes in previous films. These scenes demonstrate a hatred for the actual animals that made this franchise famous, a franchise now being driven slowly into the ground of mediocrity, twisted into a generic monster action film because Jurassic has lost the ability to say something intelligent, and those Mutadons and the scenes therein highlight that. I don't just hate them and their scenes, they disgust me. No one is going to remember these things in a few years' time. Nobody is going to remember the gas station scene, but we will always remember the raptors, and we will always remember the kitchen sequence because it was the superior version. So that was the best animal and worst scene in Jurassic World Rebirth. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and don't forget while you're there to like the video and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.